These are the Superfriends.
Hi friends, as you know, I was out of commission for a solid month while I made 4 trips to the operating room for 5 surgeries, 4 on my back and 1 on my noggin. You can still see some of that last one. This bump is a literal faucet in my head. We're still getting it sorted out, but things are way better than they were. And as a nice little FYI, I had the original back surgery to release some pinched nerves that were cutting off feeling to my left leg. Short version, it worked. I have most of my leg back. Several times during that whole ordeal, I heard myself saying, should have just stuck with the gimpy leg. But now that it's over, I'm happy with that part. The unhappy part is good old Medicare. They don't pay what this stuff costs. They pay what some collection of bean counters in D.C. thinks it should cost. You can guess the rest. Compounding the issue, my wife had to take a month and a half off work to look after me. She's back at it now and glad to be. She was getting rather bored watching me alternately sleep and complain. My point is, if you've ever thought about becoming a patron, now is a good time to hop on board. We have a lot of fun with extra content and stuff, and every penny... Wait, we aren't supposed to do those anymore. Anyway, it all helps. I hope to see you there. Okay, abject begging out of the way, on with the show.
In a frozen and desolate area of the North Pole stands Superman's impenetrable fortress of solitude.
I may be mistaken, but I think this is the first time the series has mentioned the Fortress of Solitude.
Everything checks out okay in Sector 21. Now to check. It's the intergalactic alarm.
Who's in charge of that? Is Superman part of some intergalactic early warning system? We got just enough information to know nothing.
Great Scott! It's the biggest black hole I've ever seen.
We finally got a picture of a black hole a couple of years ago. In 1980, we could only guess. The previous year, Disney gave us the movie The Black Hole, including this line.
What's up, Vincent?
The largest black hole I have ever encountered, Mr. Pizer.
Let's have a look at it on the holograph.
Funny how nobody ever sees a little one. So what's the problem?
And it's headed straight for Earth. I've got to figure out a way to stop it, or it'll swallow up the Earth.
There are several so-called rogue black holes out there, wandering around the galaxy gobbling stuff. But even in 1980, if one had already gotten that close to Earth, we'd know it. How? The planet would be going bonkers from the gravity disruption. Superman has an idea to get rid of it.
If I can fly around it fast enough, I may be able to spin it into another dimension.
Unbeknownst to Superman, the black hole has absorbed deadly kryptonite.
Something's wrong. I'm losing my strength.
Okay, that didn't work. He can't break loose from the gravity. It's pulling him in. There's only one thing to do.
Batman, Samurai, it's up to you to save the Earth from the black hole. There's nothing else I can do.
Batman without Robin, and Samurai. Batman is Mr. Gadget. Samurai has an interesting set of powers, but he's primarily an elemental. Are they really the best ones to call on to deal with a black hole? Given all the various superheroes we've met, I think I'd be more inclined to call Green Lantern. He just goes boop with his ring and it's back where it belongs. But we can't fill a 7-minute cartoon with a single boop.
Using the warp-powered rocket, the 2 daring Superfriends set out to accomplish what Superman failed to do.
That's not a very nice way to put it. What's going on, dude? Does he owe you money?
We're in the critical area. Prepare to launch the anti-matter torpedo. Our only chance is that a direct hit into the center of the black hole will neutralize it.
Antimatter torpedoes ready, Batman.
Steady, steady, fire!
It did not work. The black hole absorbed the antimatter.
That's not all it's absorbing. It has a taste for bat rockets, too.
It's got us. There's no escape. We've got to radio Earth.
That will not be necessary, Batman. Look, the black hole has already pulled the Earth from its orbit around the sun.
Then never mind. Pulling it that far from the sun, within 10 minutes, everybody on Earth will freeze to death. The oceans will be going bonkers because where's the moon regulating the tides? The drastic temperature change and the weird gravitational forces probably set off every volcano in the Pacific Rim. Humanity had a rather short run and perished horribly. If they do get out of this, they'll have to find a new home planet.
It's incredible. This asteroid planet must be at the exact center of the black hole.
In 1980, we had no idea what might be in a black hole. We had no idea what became of the stuff that fell into one. Now, 45 years later, we still don't know. We only recently managed just to get a photograph of one of the blasted things. The ones we know of are too far away for a probe or something similar. So for all we know, they're right.
But what is even more incredible is that there must be some form of life in that structure on the cliff.
Come on, Samurai. Let's check it out.
Why is Samurai climbing? Can't he just turn to wind and...
Samurai, Batman, leave while you can.
Superman, you're alive.
You must get out. We're powerless against the creature.
What creature? No.
That creature. Batman says it's made of star energy. So it's a walking fusion reactor?
That bat electrical tape might have a chance of insulating that creature's energy.
Or not. No mummies allowed here. This is Superfriends, not Johnny Quest.
A samurai is trained to use equal force against an opponent. I will fight fire with fire. Ego Moe!
In the contest of fighting fire with fire, fire loses. Speaking of losing, the episode lost me right here.
It's impossible. It just absorbed that entire star.
A star that was maybe 3 to 4 meters in diameter, which is to say, the dinkiest star you ever saw.
It must have absorbed fragments of kryptonite, too. And unless we can neutralize its energy, it'll absorb the Earth next.
That star creature may be powerful, but it's not strong enough to be the source of the black hole's gravity.
Then our only hope is to find that power source and reverse it.
We're strongly implying that this black hole is artificially created, not a natural occurrence. Are we implying that for all black holes? If so, by whom and why and...
Superman, Batman, you divert the star creature. I will find the energy source.
Right.
Before someone asks, I don't know why Superman suddenly has all his powers back.
This bat lightning rod will ground that billion-watt menace. Great Gotham! I never expected it to work that well.
Looks like it didn't.
Shouldn't that be my line? Samurai has found what he's looking for.
That giant sphere must be the power source for the black hole's gravity. There is only one way to turn it off.
Drop it on your own head, of course. That is what he was going for, right?
Looks like it's got us this time, Superman.
The creature's been neutralized.
Samurai must have found the power source.
Yes, Batman, but we must hurry. The black hole is closing up.
Without the artificial power source, it's collapsing. While Superman pushes Earth back into its proper orbit, Batman and Samurai,
We've made it.
they're getting their little buttsies out of there. To be fair, Superman told them to. And if I had to watch this, so do you.
Good work, Superman. That is a nice piece of real estate you just saved.
I just hope someday science learns to harness the power of the black hole.
Right. With a vacuum cleaner like that, there'd never be another litter problem in the whole universe.
His punishment for that is having to go back to Robin. Next cartoon.
Scramps, you really know your stuff when it comes to hunting and fishing.
Thanks, Bobby. Those trout you caught were pretty good, too. Hey, did you see that? That old man and his punk kid just kicked dust in our face. Let's get 'em, boys.
Saying get 'em mystifies me. What does it mean? What do they plan to do? And while we're on the subject, remind me who was sitting there with their bare faces hanging out on the side of a dirt road and expecting not to get dusted.
Hey, we're being followed by a motorcycle gang.
Hey, pull over, Gramps. Me and my friends want to have a little talk with you.
What are we gonna do?
Good question. Let's take a moment to look at the situation. They're in a sturdy metal box. Those guys aren't. They're on the uphill side of the road. Those guys aren't. All Grandpa needs to do is jink his wheel a little to the left, and at least two of those guys are going over the side. When I was in my late teens, there was a drive-in theater in town that showed motorcycle gang movies every Saturday. My friends and I devoured them, but I never figured out why the person in the car thought they were more vulnerable than the persons on the bikes. These guys don't have any weapons. All they can do is this.
Gramps!
Hang on, Bobby.
And then Grandpa can do that. After a few minutes, they catch up with the car.
Gramps, look out for that curve!
That'll teach those creeps to mess around with the highway angels.
They drove their car on a public road. The public road makes dust. But they kicked up a normal amount of dust, especially so that highway angels would sneeze. By the way, gents, highway angels sounds like one of those adopt a road groups that goes out and picks up litter. Intimidation fail.
That sure was a beautiful hike we took, Sam.
Yeah. Say, do you have your Justice League emergency radio? I can't find mine. That's what you get for stealing our radios.
I have to wonder what he expected to hear from that fish. Conveniently, he hands the radios over just as Wonder Woman calls. The Justice League satellite has spotted the station wagon, and it's not far from them.
Wonder Twin Powers, activate!
Shape up an eagle!
Form of water!
Hang on!
Hey, Gleek found his bucket. I think he misplaced it for the entire previous season.
Help! We're gonna fall!
Hang on! We'll take care of everything.
Right! A 30-foot super snake and a frosty ice crane ought to do the job. Wonder Twin Powers,
Hey, gang, look what we got here. A couple of weirdos with pointy ears.
Pointy ears and not much else going for them if they can't activate their powers.
You better let us go or you're gonna be in big trouble.
Hey, nobody talks to Spike that way. You're the one in big trouble.
Stop! Let me go!
Pipe down, sweetie, and you won't get hurt.
Gleek to the rescue. Never mind.
Let me go, you big lummox. I'll show you who's boss around here. Why, I was trained by the Superfriends.
Gleek to the rescue. Never mind. Give him points for a valiant effort. That should soothe the lump on his head.
It's Gleek, and by the sound of his chatter, he must be in trouble. I better hone in on Gleek's radio signal and check things out.
Here we go again. Last time, Clark Kent just happened to see the twins in trouble. This week, Wonder Woman just happens to be in the area where she can follow Gleek's signal. The Wonder Twins stories are starting to remind me of the old westerns where the cavalry always shows up just in time.
All right, super jerks, the Highway Angels is gonna show you some real super stunts.
Sam, quick, hold up your hand. Wonder Twin powers, activate. Form of an octopus.
Now I know where they are. That's the rare and elusive Pacific Northwest tree octopus.
Shape of an ice ramp.
Those are the not-so-rare Pacific Northwest tree dorks.
Wonder Twin powers, deactivate. Quick, we've got to get to the station wagon before it falls.
Starting to go.
Wonder Twin powers, activate.
I don't understand why they didn't just change their forms instead of deactivating and activating again. They did it in previous seasons, but as we know, we don't need no stinking consistency.
Form of a python.
Shape of an ice crane. Hop on, Jaina.
A little lower, Gleek. Got it. Haul away. Oh, no.
Well, that's not good.
Looks like I got here just in time. Harpoon rockets away!
As I said, here comes the cavalry. I have a sinking feeling the whole season is going to be like that. Next cartoon.
Several miles off the coast of Hawaii, a routine naval mission is about to become a nightmare.
Slow to 20 knots. Bring her to course 322.
Aye, aye, Captain. Captain, the main steering is short-circuited. We've lost control.
That's what you get for stealing the sea view before you fully understood how to work it. We watched it do that to greenhorns I don't know how many times. Now it's out of control and headed straight for the big island of Hawaii. I suggest you call headquarters.
This is Submarine, Seahawk. Calling the Superfriends. Seahawk to Superfriends. Emergency.
Or you can do that. Since it's an underwater crisis, Aquaman actually gets to be useful. And since his deal is electricity, which we all know works just fine underwater, Black Vulcan will join him.
I'll stop that sub, Aquaman, then you tow it to shore. If I can cut the propellers off with my lightning bolts, it should stop the sub.
Captain, engine room reports flooding. There's a gash in the bulkhead.
Well, that was helpful. It's not hard for Black Vulcan to seal up the tear, but the damage is done.
Another deadly problem arises in the sub's nuclear reactor.
It's an overload! Everybody out of the reactor room!
I'm not sure how much kids on Saturday morning understood about reactors and all, but at least our narrator said nuclear correctly. Black Vulcan can't zap the other propeller without risking more collateral damage, so Aquaman has to step in.
We still have the use of my underwater friends.
Aided by his marine telepathy, Aquaman summons two underwater friends.
A sperm whale and a giant squid. They may both be his friends, but they sure aren't friends with each other. We knew the giant squid existed centuries before anyone ever saw one alive. How? By the evidence of their ongoing war against the sperm whale. Each one thinks the other looks very tasty. Early whalers would find pieces of tentacle here and there, and almost every whale that they harvested had scars from giant squid suckers all over their bodies. They gave evidence of a genuine clash of the titans several hundred feet below. But when Aquaman calls, they declare a truce and go work together. All right then.
It's working, Aquaman. The sub is slowing down.
Unbeknown to the Superfriends, the overloaded reactor eats through the hull, and its energy transforms Aquaman's sea-dwelling friends into monsters of the deep.
See what working together gets you? A nice, yummy submarine.
We've got to stop them before they destroy the sub.
Oh no! I've got to break free!
As well as a tasty Aquaman appetizer. Hey, Arthur? Try talking to it.
A low-voltage shock should chase that overgrown beast away. The water's pulling me toward its mouth. Got to resist.
Or maybe it'll just make him mad and hungry.
Great Atlantis! Black Vulcan's in trouble! My only chance to get through to this beast is with my aquatic telepathy. I've got to free Black Vulcan and get back before the sub crashes.
Told you. Now tell it to catch the sub again, but hold it gently.
Come on, baby! Open wide! Black Vulcan! Black Vulcan! Black Vulcan!
He never did find Black Vulcan, but when he came upon a stranded ship with an old man, a cat, and a goldfish, he decided one rescue was as good as another.
I must have slipped down the throat and landed in the stomach.
Aquaman, over here!
Now they have to find a way out of here, and they're fresh out of pepper to make him sneeze.
Judging by the wind, I'd say we're in the lungs.
That's right. Any second now, we should be free.
Unfortunately, when the whale inhaled again, it sucked them right back into the blowhole. It took them 4 more tries to get away.
Impact in 2 minutes. Superfriends.
There's no way to stop the sub from the outside. Our only hope is that I can repair the damage in time.
He'd better hurry because they're bearing down on a crowded beach.
We've got to radio ahead and warn the people on the beach.
There's no way, Aquaman. After we radioed the Hall of Justice, our transmitter went dead.
In that case, there's only one thing to do.
Running!
No.
Please scream and run around in circles.
No. They shoot him out a torpedo tube and he climbs out of the water to warn everyone.
Everyone! Everyone! Please clear the beach! This is an emergency!
Aquaman was so focused on the people on the beach, he forgot he was also right in the path of the sub. It wasn't pretty.
Hurry, Black Vulcan. We've only a minute before impact.
This wiring is badly damaged. I don't know if I can make it in time.
Captain, we're 1,000 yards offshore.
Just a few more wells.
30 seconds and closing.
That does it. Try the controls.
Reverse engines.
Everybody forgot that Black Vulcan removed one of their propellers, so when the sub started going in circles backwards, there wasn't much anybody could do about it. Aquaman's warning is unnecessary. Black Vulcan fixed the sub, so everybody will go back to what they were doing. I think we've done away with actual climaxes this season. The peril arises. What happened? Oh, nothing, so-and-so fixed it. How exciting. So far, these stories feel phoned in. We've expanded our cast of characters at the expense of giving them something interesting to do. If the rest of the season is like this, I'm going to have lots of fodder for my dumb jokes. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and the Patreon link is below. Thank you for watching. Until next time, there's only one question that remains. Did they ever get Geppetto out of there? Never mind. Give him points for Come on, I can say that. Good grief. Last time, Clark Kent just happened to see the almost every whale that they harvested had scars from giant squids. Man, that fell apart.